Greetings and salutations, friends, and welcome to the most jury-rigged stream in human existence. Holy shit. Right, so this is a very old video game, chat, a very, very old video game. And I had to literally type in a manual resolution to get it to record. So I spent the last 20 minutes experimenting with resolution sizes to finally make the game fit and record. So here we are. Oh boy. Yeah, that was a fucking adventure. I think I ended up with something like 600 times 600 to make it record. And hey, it looks like it's actually recording the way it should on YouTube right now, so yay! This is doing incalculable damage to my fucking hardware. Oh, see, after Rights of War just worked, I assumed this would do the same, but no, very much so, no. So, for those of you who have never seen this game before, and I can hardly blame you, this is Imperialism 2, one of the earliest 4X games. It came out about the same time as, I think, Civilization 2 or something. It is quite old. And it has a very fascinating focus on logistics that I hope you might enjoy. It runs perfectly fine in modern hardware, by the way. It's no problem whatsoever. You literally just double-click the icon, and the game launches. No troubleshooting, no problems required whatsoever. It literally just works. But recording it and transmitting it to the internet is a different problem, as it turns out. And it is one of the first games to have things like randomized worlds and a discoverable new world in it, which is very, very fascinating. And I wanted to show it to you, because this is one of my old favorites right here. So, you've got a handful of starting nations, Sweden, Holland, Spain, France, England, and Portugal. Any preferences, chat? I'll play anything but Portugal, because Portugal is way too brown, and we don't like that. That's not a good thing. Another very cool thing, by the way, is that the game has customizable difficulty option, which was also a pretty big rarity back then. Very big rarity. In fact, a lot of the things that is now like just industry standards, you can see it in games like these, which on the one hand demonstrates just how, like, ahead of its time games like these were, and yet they also demonstrate how fucking far behind we've fallen. Holy shit. Like, video gaming has just remained stagnant for like 20 plus years, with all of us adding literally nothing to our combined knowledge of gaming. Like, just, it's fucking insane. Like, a game like this old, with this kind of graphics, is probably more cutting edge than modern day Civilization games, and God, that is depressing to think about. Nice Shroud. As much as I would be fitting to play as Humanity First for 1.0 release, I'd like to propose— No, don't do that. Don't, no. No.
Question. Fire is the answer.
It's scrolled. God damn it. Right. Enjoy this extraordinarily zoomed in picture of the thumbnail whilst I not enjoy being minimized. For those who played who did nothing wrong, RDA, I'm initiative. Let's play that Uno reverse card on the Xenos. I am wondering what faction I'm gonna play. That's actually true. Reverend Knowles, any thoughts on Marines, Malevolent, Minotaur style videos on the Carcharodons? I find them interesting as hell, operating in the void beyond Imperial borders and the Heretics Chimera gene seed theories. Never say never. Super Slavic, Arch, you're not reading all your super chats. I am. I should pipe plus you for disrespecting the money. Being selective about reading is unprofessional. I don't even think I am. Antihero, Fröhlich, Weihnachten, and an extremely based 2026. Just made some gingerbread and wondered what you'd like to eat for Christmas, Arch. So just sausages. Lots and lots of happy sausages. Let's see. Oh, God. See, the problem is I don't even see what people were saying in there now. I'm just going to assume that people want to play Spain or something. Okay. I'm just going to assume you want to play Spanish, because minimizing this game to read chat is... No, actually, Kick, you determine. Comment over there, because I can actually see Kick chat. God help me. Swedenland, Art, and Merry Christmas. For $2? Sweden for $2? $5, bare minimum. Jesus Christ. Poland? France. Okay, Kick chat is saying France. There you go. I don't think I've ever played France before. I've only ever played Spain in this game, and I don't know why. I picked Spain as a kid, and ever since I was just like, Spain. Spain is a country that does, like, conquering of the New World or something. I think. My crackle? It might just be the connection in the microphone itself, in which case... Is it better now? It's probably the cable, isn't it? Damn little thing. Choose the UK. England? England. Yeah, definitely not Portugal. Definitely not Portugal. Yeah. I didn't hear the other thing people mentioning. Yeah, I feel like Chad is probably just trying to gaslight. Yeah, Chad is just gaslighting. England has a woman ruling it. They do. England? Fine, EU. England then, since they both Kick and YouTube is saying England. Right, so you then launch into the actual game at large, and Scotland is independent, unfortunately, and the old world is already explored. So you can see all of these various resources around here, the swamps are checked out, all of that stuff, right. And you're going to need various resources to build your economy, which is just right here. When you need things like iron ore, for example. Do I even have any iron ore? I do, but it's far as fuck. Okay, well, that's unfortunate. It is far as fuck. Okay. Right, what do we want here? So we got food in our capital of London, Londonistan. Londonistan. We have horses. We do have iron ore. It's just so really fucking far away. God, I have, like, no wood either. Oh, this is nightmarish. Okay. Right, well, first and foremost, you go over there. And you begin waffling northwards. I do have the ability to get wool early on, though, which is nice. And we shall send our boats, because boats are boats, and boats are good. The boat shall explore the oceans. I am tempted to send second boot, but I will only send first boot for now. One of the rather cute things about this game is that it has a very high focus on production economy and logistics. So you need 2 little barbars to produce 1 unit of cloth, for example. And you need 2 units of cloth to produce a worker. So what we can do immediately is just queue up a couple of workers. And you've got, of course, also a research tree, which includes things like, art. Wow. I forgot when video games had arts about things. It even has a little bit of fluff, like not much, but some at least. I miss the days when video games had fluff about things. I really do. I mean, granted, you know, we all know these things by and large. It's not like it's going to be like a major revelation that, you know, we started harvesting wool from sheep.
Citizenship.
Most people are probably going to be aware of the fact that we started harvesting wool from sheep. It's not a massive revelation, and yet it's nice for the video game to tell me that sheep are in fact useful for other things than to just shit on people. And eat garbage, occasionally at least. And you need to build roads to transport things, as is only natural. News from around the world. Spain established consulate in Germany. Oh, disgusting. Empty Veins, the battleship announcement made me giggle. About 6 months ago, I was thinking about how we should get a couple of battleships for a dedicated naval bombardment. This is a bit more than what I asked for. Yes, see, the idea of using battleships for dedicated naval bombardment is not the craziest idea in the universe. It really genuinely is not. And there are absolutely potential scenarios in which that would be marginally useful at the very least. Yeah, there's islands in the Pacific that might need invading here and there, sure. In which case, but you don't really want to be using, however, railguns to do that. Railguns are not the weapon you want to be using for naval bombardment of that type. In fact, it would seem extraordinarily wasteful and, well, more than a little fucking pointless, really. Now, go make me some iron. Thank you. And boat, continue exploring the ocean until we find Indians to molest. If anything, they should have just mounted like an assload of 45s on the thing and called it a day. Honestly, it would actually have been outright better. Ah, the new world. Beautiful. Get behind. General Drek. I played Dark Hells Alpha, and it is awesome. It's like you are Inquisitor. Any theories on the Tyrant Star in the game? Tyrant Star. I have not been paying attention at all to that game's development, so I can't really comment. Ah, and here is the New World. So, the New World is a very, very large part of the game, where once you discover the New World, we are going to do what is called a little bit of a risky biscuit mission here. Once you discover the New World, you might think in many other games it'll be something like, oh, you must talk to the savages, you must make treaties with them. Fear not, chat. Not in this video game. You make no treaties with the savages. The savages are there to be invaded, and that is all the savages are there to be. Right, what resources am I running out of? I am running out of iron. I need more iron. Right, let's get some more of that going, as I'm now beginning to produce at least a little bit of it. There is even, like, if you try to enter into negotiations with the savages, the game literally tells you, listen, the fucking savages. You don't need to talk to them, just invade them and take what you want. Which I always thought was supremely based of the video game. Oh, this is a little bit of a hard initial fight, but I think we can manage. The beauty of superior Western weaponry. Oh, careful with our arquebusiers here, though. They're not going to stand up particularly well to a bunch of spear-wielding savages in close quarters combat, I'm afraid. Kill the Indians with the curved sticks. They are the enemy. Daniel Bauer for Tenant Victor. Let's try resistance or initiative, preferably resistance. Don't get me wrong, I loved your previous playthrough, but I've seen so many Humanity First playthroughs from other YouTubers, it is tiring. I guess that would be the case, yes. I mean, on the bright side, it's nice to know that most YouTubers understand that Humanity First is actually the correct faction to play as. That is heartening to me. We could always do a nice little initiative playthrough. I think the Initiative is probably one of the more interesting factions. Anything but the Xenos lovers, basically, because they're just disgusting. It also does have a morale system, where if you see the enemy run down to the yellow morale bar, that means that they are broken. And if you can sufficiently surround them, they scream and die. Which we all like, of course. Screaming and dying is good. For the natives, that is, not for anybody else.
Are you ready to run?
We're gonna need some more explorers, methinks. We've got enough paper for it, so let's get another explorer queued up. And some more military units would not be a bad idea either, and we do have sufficient workforce for it. Obviously, workers require food, but we have ample supply to food at the moment, so that's not a big deal. Let's get a second source of iron ore so we can maintain our supply of steel. And our research is going along nicely. Ah, the French! Disgusting. The French dare intrude upon the sacred soil of New England. The best part is that is literally what we named the New World. New England, New York. Ah, God, we were lazy little shits. We really, truly were. Let's scooch that up over there. How are you doing? You been into okay? Well, we'll give you one more turn to recuperate a little bit, and I wouldn't mind some more army units. You do have a decent selection of army units as well. Early on, your best stuff is going to be things like spear cavalry, of course, and arquebusier is also quite useful. You do need to reduce your number of civilians, however, if you wish to start using those, so we are going to give ourselves a bit more of a boost in terms of civilian workforce before we delve on into more army units. Improvement organization, the Grouthar Bird permits recruiting training of steppe horsemen from England. Yes, the Grand Steppe Horsemen of England. This reminds me of the Lords of the Realms, a little bit, yes. Draken on kick, Arch, players Holland, England's too easy. How about Exodus? Wouldn't they be interesting? Try to leave, interesting, a Defeatus Doomer kind of way. Yes, Exodus is also interesting. Although Exodus is kind of dumb because when you leave, the game is over. Which is a weird thing. It's like, well, I've escaped Earth. I guess the video game ends here. And yes, the video game does indeed end there. It's, congratulations, you fled. You fled the enemy. You've won. Right, I don't have great intelligence upon what's up there. I'm gonna save the game again before we wander off half-cocked. I definitely do need some more military here. Although I do probably want to... Yeah, I probably want to establish a bit more of an economic base before I worry about that. Some more civilians, however, would not be a bad idea. Let's get another engineer, and let's get a bit of more of a focus on paper, shall we? Yep, let's get some paper on the go. Wait. Alright, 2 archers.
You ignorant slut.
Should be doable, should be doable. Mr. Spencer, has it been confirmed that they plan to put railguns on Trump's new battleship, or are we just speculating at this point? Doom 2016 fund. It is more or less purely speculation at this point, because all we've really got to base any of this off is the renders that were provided by the Navy, which, I mean, we assume the renders are going to have to do... are going to have something to do with reality, but even that is, of course, pure speculation. It could be that they're going to do something completely different from what they've shown, as literally all they've shown is a 3D render going like, oh, we imagine it might look something like this, It is entirely possible that they're going to do something completely different, although... I mean, it would be weird, at least. I believe this is like the fact that, okay, you're going to likely want to put a railgun on it. If you're going to make a battleship, you're going to want to put the most effective, longest range guns you are going to have available on it, right? That makes sense. And at the moment, that is going to be railguns. The only problem, because there's enormous, promise with railguns. The only issue is we haven't quite figured out exactly how they work yet. With the primary problem being that when you fire the railgun, you unfortunately also basically just, rupture all of the magnets due to the force of the explosion. So, that's the big problem there. Let's continue over there. We have another engineer available here, which we can start getting some spices out of. Right. Okay, you guys need a little bit to recuperate, and I think we're going to prioritize another explorer over another builder. Another explorer. French are expanding too. Both these shits. Researchers are indeed idle. That is fine for now, as you don't have an income until you've gotten into the new world. So you've got to be a little bit careful as to the money you spend, because if you start running out of money, it's quite easy to soft lock yourself in this game. It is very easy to soft lock yourself in this game, so you gotta be a little bit wary of things like that. Cool, that'll give me a decent production of lumber, and you will just stand by for now. The Portuguese. God hates the Portuguese. He really does. He really does. I mean, just look at the empire they've lost. God is clearly not a fan of the Portuguese on any level. Right, we've got plenty of paper now. It is time to start worrying about some actual infrastructure construction, as we're going to need a lot more lumber for that. Strike north. Okay. So, if you don't kill all of the enemy units, they will be able to regroup with other armies nearby. So, whenever possible, you do want to finish them off, as 3 spearmen is actually sort of kind of nasty. Kind of nasty indeed. Nutshell, just as inventive as Icy Land, a green land, a newly found land we got from the Nords. I mean, I can't necessarily argue with that. And remember as well, the reason why Greenland is called Greenland was largely because Leif Erikson, who discovered it, was like, okay, I would really like it if people would come over here, because if they came over here, basically I could make my own little kingdom. And it would be really, really neat if I could make my own little kingdom. Do I want to go for that? I do, but I probably can't afford it. Let's... Oh god, okay. Yeah, there. That might end up really badly for my poor little arquebusiers. Yep, that did indeed end up badly for my poor little arquebusiers. But nobody was going to go to a place that he named Ice and Rock Land. Because frankly, Ice and Rock Land just... It wasn't very appealing, honestly. It wasn't a place that he expected a lot of people to bring their families. And so instead, he decided on Greenland. Ooh. It's a beautiful green and verdant land. Must be fertile. Must be the perfect place to form a family in. It was one of the earliest documented cases of incredibly false advertisement. Right, the loss of that arquebusier is not great. Not great at all. In fact, it's downright ass. Downright ass, in fact. Right, we've got a decent amount of wood beginning to finally flow in now. It would be nice to have one more source of wood, however. And I can get it. There you go.
Can I sell you?
As wood. Wood is what I lack. I'm starting to get decent supplies of most other things now, and I can definitely start recruiting some more military units, which I will need after I manage to get that one unit of arquebusiers murdered by the Native Americans. Unfortunate, but hey, it happens. Sometimes people just die in the New World. Oh, come on, give me some diamonds. Give me some diamonds in these bloody swamps. Still one turn away from getting more of those. Right, okay, so we've got 7 pieces of cloth. That's very nice. I'd like another lancer.
Service guarantees citizenship.
And I wouldn't mind a replacement arquebusier either, which I can afford. I remember this guy. Oh, God, nothing. Oh. Okay, our economic situation is looking a little bit dim, I must admit. I was really hoping to find some gems and jewelry in those hills over there, but no such luck. No such luck. Unit of lancers and arquebusiers. Let's see, we're still quite a bit away from being able to build a port. But our timber production is finally starting to kick up. God damn it. Ah, gold and silver. Right, silver. Nice. Okay. Whew, thank God. I was starting to panic there a little bit. Just a tiny little bit. Right, let's move the army unit over so we can start enriching ourselves on the back of the New World. I seem to have discovered the only part of the New World containing absolutely nothing of any worth whatsoever, which is mildly upsetting, I must admit. Before I lose any more goddamn units. Primarch, to be fair, on the colonies of the Massachusetts, Delaware, and Connecticut were anglicized versions of Indian names, not mentioned the river names. Remember, the Japanese are doing sea trials in their own railgun. Also, Air Power reported we're getting a dozen new missiles for Rapid Dragon. Merry Christmas, all. Merry Christmas. Merry Christmas, one and all. Oh, God, that's quite a lot of stuff, actually. Okay. Well, I have a Lancer and a Knight now, so I should be able to pull this off. And Denewal, you know what? Let's go all in on this. Put this donation and my last into resistance for Terra Invicta. The resistance, eh? I mean, I see the sort of kind of appeal of the resistance, but I mean, part of me is like, isn't that just like the XCOM people? Why would you want to play more of the XCOM people? It is high time we start actually finishing off some of these fleeing bastards before we end up with a frightening quantity of Indian archers peppering my cavalry. Filthy bent stick using savages. Fear the might of European steel. You may shout your silly little Indian war cries at me all you want. It's not going to save you. This was the video game that taught me that the Indians really do make those noises. Whether or not that is entirely historically accurate, I'm not sure. Although, you know what? I'm pretty sure it is mostly historically accurate. 99.9% historically accurate, that they do indeed make those noises when they go to war. They also make those noises when they go to war too.
Service guarantees citizenship.
Right, a little bit careful there, but I should be able to pull that off. Come on, please chase those little bastards down. Oh, I don't know why I did that. No, YouTube, don't start crashing now. You don't understand, I'm playing a video game older than your entire fucking platform. You know what, that is actually true. It's a mildly insane thing to think about, but yes, I am actually right now playing a video game that, honest to God, is older than YouTube. That is a weird realization.
Service guarantees citizenship.
That is a, oh, that's a lot of desert. Oh, please give me some, give me some. Okay, right. We are beginning to build a port, which means I can finally start exporting some money. We've got access to some spices, so we're going to start going with the spices first. Don't worry about paper. We just need wood. Let's go as the capital of the Tainu. Right. Well, it's gonna be one hell of a walk up there to... Maybe I just want to build a second port, actually. Yeah. Yeah, I think I just want to build a second port at that rate. Go over there, start improving the spice resources. Those are going to be very, 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 very valuable indeed. Need to wait for those units to upgrade themselves a bit. Right, we can afford another 2 of those, then we need to start worrying about increasing our food production. Researchers are still idle because I still haven't found any sustainable quantity of cash in the new world. 2 lumber, right, that's not too bad. We'll get that soon enough. Right, spice. Goddamn. Finally. We're getting a little bit of spice. So, the way you earn money in this game is by transporting various raw resources to Europe. So, spice is worth 50 bucks, which is not a whole lot. It's basically fucking nothing, but it's something. And it is the only way that you earn money. So, 1 regular infantry. I feel like you're bullshitting me with that assumption right there. I feel like you're lying to me. Which means, of course, that the discovery of new raw resources in the new world is absolutely vital. Absolutely vital. Without it, you're not going to get any cash. Without any cash, you're not going to be able to make any military actions. Without any military actions, you don't get any cash, and so on. 2 light units, 2 rays, 1 after 1. Yeah, that sounds more like what I'd be expecting to see there. Yes, thank you. Let's not move over there then. Let's instead start heading south. Right, I really should be using my boats. Gems and diamonds? Oh, please be in my territory. Please be in my territory. Fuck. Nope, it's in somebody else's. God damn it. Oh boy. See? Discovering the new world is great. Discovering that the new world happened to not put any resources in the portion of the new world that you discovered is more upsetting, I admit. Right, well, at least we got 1 source of silver. That's something. It's not a lot of something, but it is something. It is something. Good God. Why did I end up in the trash desert of emptiness? Right, well, at least we've got an open ocean there, so I'm not going to be too worried about anybody else trying to infringe upon my rights. That's good. One more road. Right, do I desire more military units? Eventually, but not necessarily yet. So, you will notice that carrying out military actions cost money, which is another one of the reasons why you really need to start getting cash flowing, preferably sooner rather than later. Oh, and I need to reload YouTube. Enjoy the... Nolly sent 500 kicks. Merry Christmas, Arch. I've been watching you and Lumlum playing Solium Infernum. Again, would you and Fish consider playing Armello, the dev's first game? Maybe. I don't even know what it is. I don't even know what it does. My child, the resistance is sad. Humanity first. Initiative. Red Dot Zebra. Savages always seem to make hooting noises. And Mayans. Arch, you rude. You skipped my super. Detroit. Did I? Did I? Oh, yes, Mayans. Playing Vic 3 right now, watching you stream. I'm crying watching you play some good kick-ass game while I stuck with this slop. Also, Detroit game. Yeah, sorry. I basically can't minimize this game, so if I don't catch the Superlabs, what the fuck am I on? The Super Chat as it rolls in, I am in deep trouble. And you know, this game is really fun. It's okay, so one of the interesting things about 4X games, right? And 4X games either has this or they don't have this, is that subtly addictive feeling, right? So it's the game that you just kind of keep playing. And if somebody were to ask you, like, oh, but specifically why, can you quantify it? You're probably going to have a little bit of a hard time to like go like, oh, it's this specific mechanic or it's because of this specific thing, right? But this game has that X factor, and I believe primarily in the case of this game, it is the discovery of the new world. It kind of has this like almost, it's like sort of a gambling element to it. When you discover the new world, you have no idea what's there. You don't know what it looks like, you don't know what the continent looks like, you don't know where the resources are, and every time you explore a new area, that could be like the make or break. If you discover gems there, that is a huge deal. It's massive. That means that you suddenly have a rolling bank and you can start really financing future intrusions into the Indians' lands. You can really start conquering serious territory. And because you're always expanding and always clearing and always finding new things, you're always getting that new sensation of rolling the dice on something interesting. Right. We're beginning to establish something that at least mildly resembles an income, which is nice. How's my food right now? Needed 4, transporting 5, needed 4. Okay, alright, I'm still good for the immediate time being. A couple more military units would be nice, but I can't really afford a couple more military units right now, so we'll hold off on that. So I'm now selling 3 units of spice for 150 bucks and 100 units of silver, which is something I'm going to primarily be using. God, I am just fucking striking out like nobody's business here. Good God. I am striking out like I could hardly even imagine. Oh, boy. Right, getting some sugar transported would be quite nice. Let's start thinking about getting some sugar going. Yep. Let's start getting some sugar underway. How are you guys? You reinforced? Yeah, wonderful. Never before do I think I've landed an area with these many deserts and received this little payout for it. My Jesus. Nolly, Armelio is what came before Solum Infernum. Once you see a game, you'll spot the different similarities and difference quick. I'll even throw in Armelio. And Draken for 500 warp tokens. The new world's randomly generated, right? On what rules it does. Right, so the new world is indeed randomly generated at the beginning of each game. The new world is completely unexplored. The old world is fully explored, so you know if there's iron in the hills, you know if there's tin in the swamps and all of that. In the new world, all of the various places have a percentage chance to host various resources. For example, you can see here, the Explorer. In mountains can have coal, copper, iron, gold, or emeralds. Swamps can only have tin. Deserts are the only places you can find diamonds. There are some rules. For example, the capital area is virtually almost one of the most rich areas. So if you invade and take over a native's capital, you're likely to find something pretty good in there. There are also some rules that determine like how many areas of, for example, desert that there's likely to be and so on. Let's continue scouting down the coastline there. Nice. Oh, we've got enough income. I think I just moved an explorer unit without meaning to. We've got enough income now to start researching something again. So let's get a sawmill going, which is going to be $100 a turn. Let's do sugar planting as well, and sugar refining is going to be rather important. Sugar refining, that's going to be very, very, very important. Although, yet again, a dick seems to have been inserted rather violently into my asshole when it comes to the capital area too, as it also didn't have diddly dick worth of resources in it. Oof. Now, on the bright side, I do have plenty of tobacco and sugar, which is nice, as tobacco and sugar will be used to produce more advanced labor units in the future, but at the moment, I am getting dicked down rather raw and doggedly. I can probably auto-resolve some of these fights by now, honestly. Right, come at me, savages. Betman, have you ever played Soul Lash 2? It's a mix of Kenshi and Dwarf Fortress. Soul Lash 2. The name rings some sort of a bell, but I don't think I've played it, no. Was that the game that had, wasn't there some... Yeah, no, that was the game, wasn't it? A, like, pixel art style game, had some drama surrounding it, where a bunch of woke people discovered it and like, racist, or some such usual nonsense. And that boosted the game's popularity enormously. Was that the one? Because I feel like I've heard about that game. I'm almost sure I've heard about that game. Oh, God, well, that was an awful capital region. Oh, boy. Right, well. So much for my hopes and dreams. So much for my hopes and dreams, indeed. Good God. Okay. Oh, boy. Well, at least I have my silver mine. That is something. It is. And hey, I've got some future iron ore if I need it. So, well, I'll have it when and if I can conquer it, which is also something I do need to worry about at some point. We do have 2 guys of excess production here. Probably just want to continue expanding southwards, though, because I mean, there really isn't anything in this place that's of enormous immediate value to me. I'll give them one more turn to recuperate. Coal. Thank you. It's It's very much so in keeping with the season that you grant me coal. I would have preferred something a pinch more lucrative, but I appreciate the coal nevertheless, of course, of course. Right, I do actually need a bit more steel now, though. Let's see, there's another source of iron ore right up there. I should begin expanding towards it. Not you. You, builder. Right, we can start moving 2 units of sugar cane over. We don't need it just yet. You don't sell sugar, amusingly enough. You use it for production, which we'll be able to demonstrate in, what? 8 turns. Well, there you go. Right, so let's just continue on our merry little way southwards, then. Ooh, yeah, I don't think so. I think we've discovered another enemy capital. Yes, pretty damn sure we've discovered an enemy capital of some sort. Well, that's going to put a rather unfortunate cork in my expansion, I'm afraid. I don't like that. I don't love that at all. A rather unfortunate cork in my expansion, indeed. Right, spent a lot of my money on that attack too. Now, where do we go from here? I've mostly conquered most of this small little continent over here. I could consider moving over to a different continental area, or I could make sure that I basically finish off this place, but so far I have not found much to justify me staying over here. This little long continent here has been pretty much universally so an enormous bust. Although the one coal is sort of nice. You are going to need a lot of coal later on. Right, another unit of iron ore means that I'll have a nice and solid supply of cast iron, which is lovely. My monetary situation remains absolutely fucking abysmal. Right. I'll start importing some sugar. In fact, I can't even import all of the sugar because I'm running out of trade capacity. I'm going to need another Karak. Yep, definitely going to need another Karak. I'm also running a bit low on cast iron. What can I do that wouldn't use cast iron? I can make lancers. That's not a bad idea. And I can make arquebusiers. Those are not a bad idea either. Right. A capital, you don't say. Oh, wow, this entire continent has been... Right, okay. 1 unit of spice. Jesus, that is so fucking not worth it. That is so incredibly not worth it. It's not even funny. Yeah, we're gonna need to find somewhere else to invade, methinks. We're definitely gonna need to find somewhere else for me to invade. Alright. Take out 1 civilian, build myself another Karak. And move the military back home. I wish I could say I was in possession of what one might call a rip-roaring economy by now, but no, there is no ripping, there is no roaring. 1 unit type of unknown type shouldn't be a problem. Source of 3, slight force of 4, right, fuck, let's leave behind 1 of the lancers then, no problems there. Couple of spearmen, easy enough. That is, of course, the downside with all sorts of randomized systems. Sometimes you are going to feel the full force of R&D Dickens descending upon your bumhole. But that just means that you have yet further reason to engage in aggression against your neighbors later on, to secure yet further territory. Remember, the age-old gotcha mantra of one more pull holds true in this game as well. There's no such thing as addiction to gambling. There's only such a thing as not having a good streak of gambling luck. Very important to remember that. Why do I keep moving my arquebusiers into melee with the enemy savage spearmen? Spy from Portugal eliminated. Little filthy whores. Please, oh Lord, oh Jesus, let this place be a bit more wealthy than the preceding one. Oh God, I can't believe I didn't find anything in all of those. I can't believe I didn't find anything in all of those fucking deserts. I genuinely can't believe it. Alright, let's get ourselves a second arquebusier. How's my quest for refining sugar going? 4 more turns? Jesus. Capital of the Huron. Oh my God, really? Detroit? Oh God, Detroit. Disgusting. If nothing else, I have discovered more than my fair share of enemy capitals, which is not actually a good thing. It is, in fact, an absolutely terrible thing. To be constantly put opposite the primary enemy centers of resistance. Right, well, I've got some tundras down there that could be used for fur gathering later, which is nice. Need a fire transport 6. Okay, I've still got a decent surplus, but I do need to start worrying about building up more farms. So let's get a little bit more grain and a little bit more meat going. Though I'm hoping I'll get sugar refining up and running soon. Right, can I take that? I can probably take that. Would I like to take... Oh, spice! Oh, spice! Fuck yeah, spice. Ooh, Jesus. God damn it. Yeah, that's too risky. That's too risky. And so Archer's financial troubles continue unabated. Right. Get 2 more guys, and with a couple more military units, I should be able to. 1 more pikeman. 1 more spear cavalry. And I should be fine. Right, sugar refining. God damn it, 2 more turns. Ugh. So there's also a random percentage chance, by the way, that determines how quickly you research new technology. So if it says 2 turns, that doesn't mean 2 turns. That means the game presumes that you are probably going to use 2 turns to get it. That doesn't mean you will actually use 2 turns to get it, and it could easily be significantly more. I need 6, transporting 7. Good. Free up a couple of workers, get another lancer, get another pikeman. And that should be enough. Ah, finally, sugar refining. Then also, you see an enemy merchantman up there. So, merchantmen are a unit you can use to purchase access to native supplies. So if, for example, you see a sugarcane field, you can actually purchase access to it from the natives instead of needing to fight over it. The reason why you would want to do that is because it allows you access to, one, the resource without needing to, wage war over it, which is useful in case you are trying to keep the majority of your people not dead, duh. But it is also useful. I prefer to build a port quite close. Yeah, let's hold off on moving him over right now. And let's begin moving the transport ship back, as I'm going to need the extra transport capacity. I haven't selected it. There you go. It can also be used in neutral nations. So buying access to place in neutral nations will improve your relationship with those neutral nations, which can even lead to your ability to basically buy out the entire nation. However, the reason why I'm not doing that is because I, unlike the AI, am not cheating. The AI cheat with its monetary income, which is very useful for the AI, which allows it to do things like that, whereas the player, quite tragically, is not allowed to do that. So, yeah. Right, I should have enough now. This is actually going to drive me ever so slightly into debt, but that's not an enormous deal. It's just 50 bucks. I'll be able to earn that back in again nice and quick. Blackman, Arquebusiers, Lancers and Knight. That should be more than enough. Gresgor Eldritch Penguin. Hey, Arch, you have a roster and a period for your VTM campaign, Book 3. Yes, more or less. Currently, we're looking probably at January, February for the VTM campaign. I know for sure that it's going to be Lumi and Mal and Porkers, probably Dev, and I'm wondering if I want one more person. I would say that 4 players is about the sweet spot, with engagement contra not too many people talking. But I am very much so aware as well that there seems to be a preponderance of estrogen in this group, so a portion of me is definitely interested in maybe getting a male to offset the deviancy a little bit. Right, do I want to kill that? I kind of do. Yes, chase down the clubman. I'd rather deal with the savages once, if it's all possible, instead of letting them wander off and remain a nuisance in my rear forever and ever. Ah, 2 arquebusiers. It does make it a lot more comfortable dealing with the spear jerks, it is true. But I don't have any particular ideas for the non-estrogenated individual. And I am also worried it'll be too many people, because even with just 4 players, it gets a bit more difficult to make sure that everybody has something to do and something to say, you know? I vacillate. I'm still in between if there's best to have, like, 3 players or 4 players. You want your Lancers, gotta be a little bit careful with that one. But should be fine. Because you want to make sure that everybody has something to do, and everybody has a quest line, and something to get involved in, you know? Very important. Excellent. Excellent, 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 excellent. Right, that gives me access to a couple of a couple units of undeveloped copper, which is not terrible. Right, let's get a port set up, shall we? Port. And we'll keep you two there. You guys are going to need to heal for a little while. Right, we've got a little bit of cash now that we're not researching anything anymore. Do I want to start spending that cash? Apprentice worker training is not a terrible idea. In fact, I think I need that quite badly, yes. Yes, I need that to get my refined sugar up. Let's boost that to 400, shall we? Oh, can you not build a port there? Oh, you silly little willy. Absolute silly wanker, you. Oh, it's because it's occupied by something, isn't it? Alright, you go down there. You go up there. Start improving the spice resources to get me more money. Money. I can also get a little bit of tobacco, a little bit of fur. No, I don't need to worry about that just yet. Those are luxury resources for later. What about you guys? You healing up? Yes, you are healing up quite nicely. Part of me wants deserts. Part of me really wants deserts so I can start earning some good money. Another part of me realizes that desert is, well, they're not at all a guarantee for earning any money. Ugh, my primary income is still dependent on fucking spice. That is just absolutely terrible. Right, do I want to deal with these two areas or do I want to keep expanding here? Probably expanding. Speaking of, where does a boat go? There you are, little boat. Come, little boat. You must go home to where your friends are. And engage yourself in the spice trade. Silly Indians. You should know better than to mess with the fire stick. See, the primary advantage of early firearms was as much psychological as it was actually physical. Early firearms were not particularly accurate. They were not particularly reliable. They were not even particularly deadly. Like an arrow would kill you just as stone dead as a musket ball would. And an arrow could be fired a lot faster with a greater degree of accuracy and in many cases from a lot further away. But the sound of a gunpowder weaponry, that loud roar, the flash of fire, etc. All of that had a tremendous psychological effect. And that is mostly how they were used early on, just psychological impact. Now, European armies relatively quickly grew used to this because, you know, you've seen one boom, you've seen them all. But obviously, copper, I mean, it's something. But obviously, the Indians had never seen anything like it. And not at any point. They'd not even imagined that anything like it could exist, and so to them, obviously, it was incredibly shocking. God, I don't even know where to go. Genuinely, I've found so little economy. Researchers are idle, oh, believe you me. You will also find yourself massively economically outpaced in this game by the AI, and you might be wondering to yourself, have I done something wrong? Not necessarily. Again, the AI cheats its happy little ass off to a significant degree, and one of the reasons why you're almost guaranteed to fall behind in the early game is quite simply because whereas you need to pay for everything, the AI doesn't. And so it's going to take a pretty severe advantage in the research race. Now, you can turn on a bit of the AI cheat for yourself, and I would highly recommend doing so in the overwhelming majority of circumstances, where you get a purse, where you get a certain income per turn just naturally. It's probably a good idea. Cherokee. Unfortunately, we've got land that is bought there. I mean, to declare war on the great power to get it, which is rather annoying and unfortunate. Good God. I have been utterly penned in. Let's see. I could take Ottawa, and I probably should. I think I'd probably turn on... Where was it? There. No, that one. There. I can probably just conquer things now without needing to do it manually. Should be able to, at least. Yep, not a problem. As there is an auto-resolve battle option as well, and a relatively effective one, which is nice. I have been hemmed the fuck in, and my economy is still very, very, very tragic. Alright, 2 more units of spice will help. Right, I've got the capacity to bring in the sugar too, which is good. Right, how are you doing? Fairly good. Yeah. Ah, damn it, they've already bought land there too. Oh, God. Right, well, this has been one of the worst conceivable starts I think I could ever possibly imagine. I'm going to need to head over here and get those spice resources. There's not much of them, but that's pretty much the only money I've got. Let's get the armies moving back. 2 more turns for apprentices. Holy crap, it seems like everybody is playing ultimate low economy this time. Nobody's finding shit, huh? I've still got a couple of little mountain areas that I haven't explored back in my little owned island here, so let's check those out. If I want spice down here, I'd probably... Is that a port? I think that counts as a port. Does it? Maybe? Maybe it doesn't. It might not. Let's see. Port. It does count as a port. Lovely, so I won't have to make one. And one more turn. Portugal has declared war on Sweden. Honor alliance with Sweden and declare war on Portugal. Forge war with other great powers as well. Right, Portugal. Do I have any benefits of declaring a war with Portugal right now? I really, really, really don't. I really, really, really don't have any benefits in that whatsoever, so I think the Swedes are just going to have to suck it. I think the Swedes are just going to have to fucking suck it. And probably swallow, too. Anything else I haven't explored up here? Please let there be gold in those mountains. Fucking Christ. Right, can I afford to invade this? Not really, but... Right, thank God. I've got some journeyman abilities now. Right, let's... pull somebody off production here. Let's make sure we're producing some refined sugar. And let's get a journeyman underway. Right, I would like to get 2 of those, which means I need to produce 1 more unit of sugar somewhere. Do we have a unit of sugar in easy reach? We sort of have, yes. That unit right there. All that would require is a quick little road, and voila. Nice. Nice little boost to income for capturing an enemy capital. That is one nice thing about capturing capitals. He gets a little bit of cash out of it. Jesus. I am down to nothing but swamps unexplored. That is... a mild nightmare. Right, I've got the spices. Oh, are there... am I? Oh, I'm already transporting those spices. Right, never mind. I need another boat, aren't I? Yes, yes, I am. Get another carrack going. Labor supply. Don't worry about it. I'm working on it. I'm working on it. Right, so the apprentice provides 4 times the labor. So the peasants produce, if you've got 2 peasants, you can produce 1 thing. But that guy gives you 4 points of labor, so he's way better. But he requires 1 unit of refined sugar a day, which means you need 2 units of sugar canes, of course. Now, I do have 2 units of sugar canes, so let's get... let's get 2 units, and then we do need to increase our food supply. Thank you for reminding me, video game. Let's get some more grain production going. Are you wounded by that? A little bit, yes. Right, 1 more merchant ship launched. God, there's not been a single diamond on this entire map so far. I don't think I've ever seen the like. I genuinely don't. Okay, still nothing there either. Well, I found some copper. Yay. Thank God, copper. What I always desired. That's another unit of sugar, and it's another unit of wood as well. That's nice. You down there to clean that out. Wonderful. Surely there must be some gems on this continent. Surely it can't all be empty. Surely it can't. It physically, surely it can't all be empty. That's just not legal. Right, get another journeyman up and running. Transporting meat. Right, I should have enough. I'll hold off until I've actually got the meat to pay them, I guess. Alright, so far, most of my money income has come from burning native capitals, which... it's one way to earn money. It's true. Rape and pillage, it's a proven and, in many cases, effective way of earning cash. I'm not saying otherwise. I was just expecting to be doing less burning and pillaging in the New World for some reason. I thought I thought there would be some alternative in the new world. I was wrong. Very wrong. Painfully wrong. You all healed? No, I'll give you a couple of turns. Sweden wants to enter an alliance. Fuck you, Sweden, and may you burn in hell for eternity. Right, let's get to cigar production now then. Spice gathering? Yeah, I'm gonna need that. I'm gonna need that kind of desperately. Flutes, printing press would be nice. I'm all. You can see how terribly I'm being outcompeted by literally everyone. And keep exploring. I'm sure we'll find something worthwhile at some point. Maybe. Right, that will give us access to a couple more resources of spice. And should give us some more meat. There we go, more laborers. Right, my production is beginning to look sort of kind of healthy. Sort of, kind of healthy. Right, murder, murder. I have complete control of my own little island. My own little, worthless, useless fucking island. With absolutely nothing of any fucking worth on it whatsoever. God help me. Why? Why? Why must this be my fate? I'm down to searching swamps for tin now. It's not good. Really not good. Not at all. It really, actually, honestly, is not good at all. Jesus. Right, where do we go from here? That's a wonderful question. Probably war with Spain, I'd say. Yeah, probably war with Spain. I'm not gonna... I doubt I'm gonna be able to get any relationships going here. I can try to butter up France, but I can't really afford to butter up France. I really, really can't afford to butter up France. France is allied... Spain is allied with France. Oh, God. That is just a terrible idea. Portugal is allied with Holland. It's also awful. There really is not a whole lot of good fucking options. I think Spain is probably my best bet. Which is not good, but it is probably my best bet. Right, let's worry about more production. Actually, do we need more production? Do we need more production? We do, sort of, maybe. Sort of, maybe. What am I lacking? Nothing really. Tin and copper, I suppose. Tin and copper. Right, do I have any easy access to tin and copper? Not in fucking England, I don't. Oh, good God, I really don't have access to any tin and copper. Wow, that is awful. Maybe I just focus on tech for a little bit. Focus on tech, build a bit of a larger industrial base. But a larger industrial base, in and of itself, isn't really worth it if I don't have anything to produce with it. Alright, fuck it. Larger industrial base first. 2 more units of sugar. Build another Karak. France has rejected alliance offers with your empire. I wonder why. Hello, France. Would you like to be my cudgel with which to beat Spain solely for my own benefit? No? Oh. Why not? What have you got against me? Okay, that should be a port. Okay, we've got some more there. Yeah, that will at least give me copper. It will also give me a decent amount of iron ore. Right. Are there any tin veins? There's one that... God, I'm even running low on tin. Jesus, I am actually running low on tin. Ooh. Do I need to... It might actually be quicker and cheaper to just use those 2 sources of tin than trying to get another one in the New World. A painful realization, but one I must nevertheless make. Right, where did I put that unit? There you are. That's gonna take forever. That's gonna take forever. Food. Do I need to worry about food? I do. Do I need to worry about food? Yes. Yes, I do. Okay. Can I get food down here? I can. Okay, that's nice. And I can get wood as well. Lovely. Tin. Tin! Why is there no tin? Right, my little workers, it is time to realize that we are in dire need of the most basic raw materials. Trees. I know. It's a dire day indeed when our empire's primary acquired resource is fucking wood, the same as the ancients. But listen, we've sort of kind of missed out on the Industrial Revolution, honestly. And we're trying to pick up where we left off and catch up with the rest of the universe. I do have a decent army. What have the Spanish even got? What have the Spanish even got? What have the Spanish even got? They've probably got nothing. Am I comfortable with making that assumption? Am I? Maybe. I'd love to have some actual warships before making that assumption, but... Listen, the Empire's kind of starving, okay? We're just going to need... What do you do when you're not getting the resources that you need? What do you do? Well, you declare war on the people who have the resources that you need. Duh. It's all so simple. I'd prefer to declare war on the Dutch, but the Spanish are the only ones who are kind of sort of in my way. I wish the Spanish would get to war with somebody. Somebody nice and large to distract them whilst I raid their frontiers. That's more wood. Let's start on grain. As obviously, if I'm going to build a larger army, I will need to feed them as well at some point. Have I got... I do indeed. Let's get another apprentice underway. At least the Swedes and the Dutch are having fun, mostly at the Swedish expense. Relatively weak navy, you don't say. Name one twice strong as ours. That is unfortunate, and another very good reason for why I shouldn't declare war on them. Goddamn. I need warboats, don't I? I need warboats. I need warboats. I don't have warboats. Oh, wait, no. I don't even have the technology to build warboats, although I can make cigars. Right, well, you guys are not used for much at the moment. I do have coal. That'll be nice eventually. You just go over there. You guys, we are going to need meat. Do I have any meat in range, or did I forget about that? There we go, meat. Horses. I need horses. I don't need horses. You can upgrade buildings as well, by the way, but it costs more, I'm pretty sure, so I don't really want to do it unless I really have to. Really? That's not necessarily a terrible idea. Okay.
Service guarantees citizenship.
All right. All right. I'm willing to do that. Okay. New war goal. I think we could probably maybe invade Portugal. Possibly, though they have a lot of walled settlements, which I'd need artillery to break. Gems. Gems. Okay, let's get flutes. Let's get heavy warships. I'm gonna need those. Light infantry, cavalrymen would be very nice as well. Okay. Yes, that alliance with Spain. Technically, kind of, sort of. Oh, never mind. Apparently France declare war on me. Very fucking well then. Right, do I share any borders with France anywhere? I don't. Okay. Right. France, eh? Where can I perhaps attack them? I could try... Those are not walled, which is... Oh, hello, they've got money, the cheap little horse! They've actually got cash. Okay. 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 All right. Could I break off 2 ships to go invade up there? They do have an army there, and I don't know what kind of an army they have up there. Do I have any other... I don't think I have any other invasion routes. Nope, they don't have anything down here. They could... Is there any French ships off my coast that are going to invade me? Not at the moment, no. Not at the moment, no. Let's bring you back home to London. Let's get another Karak up. I should have... Yep, I've got... I don't want that many workers, no. 2 more workers. Lagging behind probably in military tech, which is not fantastic. Don't have any more lancers. I could get culverins for dealing with walls, which is not a terrible idea. A culverin and a pikeman. Right. If I break off 2 ships... Yes, I can't break off 2 ships. We'll have to wait until we get 1 more boat. Right. Arawak Kalusa. Where are they? Where are they? There, Kalusa. 1 Karak. One Karak, right. Let's take 2 ships. Start sending them up north. Prepare a little invasion force of our own. One Karak is only going to be able to deploy like 3 units tops. So... let's march those over there. Right, I've still got food for more recruitment. What could I recruit? Problem is, I need bronze, and I really haven't been building bronze because I haven't really imagined needing bronze yet. Right. No. Not that. We're gonna need tin. Tin and copper, which I don't even think I have in England. I actually don't. Oof. That is mildly fucking horrifying. Mildly fucking horrifying indeed. I'm producing loads of cast iron and loads of iron. And the rest I'm going to need to start shipping in. Holland signs peace treaty with Sweden. Why would they do such a thing? Right. Going to need to start exporting stuff from over there. I've got 1 unit of tin coming in there. Let's make it 2 units of tin. I seem to remember that the way warfare worked in this game was a little bit retarded, in that you kind of have to move units ahead of time. Right, where were those 2 guys? Right, so we have 2 boats up here, which we can begin moving towards the French coast, and we shall. What can I build? What can I build? I can build bowmen. I can build bowmen. I can't build anything that uses bronze, so no lancers, no more cannons. I could build Cossacks if I had horses, and I don't. I can build peasant levies. Not necessarily particularly useful. Or I can build pikemen and bowmen. Right. Pikemen and bowmen it is, then. Not necessarily the most ferocious armed force the Earth has ever seen, I admit, but it's something. How did you attack in there? How did you attack in there? I'm genuinely confused now. I didn't see you have any boats over there. Oh, don't. I'm beginning to remember reloading the game to figure out where the enemy was. No forces are present. But are you lying to me, video game? I think I wish to save before I find out if you're lying to me or not. I seem to remember the video game lying to me quite often with things like that. And a general! Yay! Still a province of France. You did lie to me! 1 pikeman, 2 arquebusiers, 1 general, 4 lancers, 2 horse artillery. Yeah, you have assloads of stuff up there. You did lie to me, video game. I knew you were lying to me. Oh god, you don't actually know where the enemy is going to attack, do you? It's... oh boy. Oh boy, indeed. Okay, that is going to be interesting. Well... I'm going to need to marshal the forces then, and then I'm going to have to play, guess with the enemy. Right, we've got the 2 units of tin. Now the enemies are sitting on the copper reserve, so that's not going to be working out anytime soon. Question then is, where is the enemy going to move? Let me guess, they're just going to move away from me. Only 12 units will be deployed in battle. Well, fuck you too then. I have a sneaking suspicion that you don't know where the enemy is actually attacking, which could be a minor inconvenience. I do need to start getting worried on some tin, so let's have you go up there, and have you start not that. Right, you. Yes, see if you can prepare some kind of naval invasion options up there. I think I can support 2 more, which means I can get a little bit more stuff. Another pikeman. Another bowman. 2 more bowmen. Oh god. It's going to be just attacking everywhere. Oh my. Whilst avoiding all of my units. Oh, Jesus. I am beginning to remember why I was upset with how this game did warfare. I'm beginning to remember why I was upset. Let me guess. If I reload, is it so that the AI knows what my turn is? Oh god, I hope not. Okay, well, if you're just going to attack literally everything simultaneously... So... I have a sneaking suspicion that if I do this, suddenly the enemy is going to attack with a lot more forces in certain areas. I don't know why I'm having this suspicion, and I hope I'm wrong. I very much so hope I'm wrong. Alright, let's have the... Where was the thing? Where's the thing? Oh, that one. Manual. Yes, yes, that is absolutely how that works. Oh, God. Okay. So, yes, you take your turns, and then the AI makes their turns with full knowledge of what your turn was. Oh, boy. Oh, boy. Oh, my Jesus. So they'll just send in Lancer units to see if they can capture a province. If they can't, they just retreat the Lancer units. And they know where your units are, so they'll always respond with the maximum amount of force where they need to. Oh, Jesus. That is a combat system that I would consider to be actually pure fucking cancer, indeed. Right, how does one deal with that system? You don't, I guess? Except knowing where they'll invade. Damn it, I loaded on turn 5 when they already had landed. So if I attack in there, they're already going to have their entire army there. How about if I deploy enough stuff to guard everything, maybe I can hold them there and then attack in with everything? Let's try. Can I? I can't see enemy movements on this, can I? No. I can only see my own movements. Yep, single unit, he immediately retreats. Okay, well that stopped them from attacking in there. Cuba! Oh god, not Cuba. I would never want them to invade Cuba. Cuba's rich. Or something. I don't know. Is Cuba even rich? So 6 spear cavalry, 2 light artillery, 2 years of unknown type. Okay, so if I now just send everything I've got in there, the hope is I can crush them in a giant retard battle. That is going to be my one big hope and my one giant gamble. Giant retard battle, ho! Meanwhile, pikemen and bowmen in a secondary force, getting ready to invade up here. I'm not sure entirely how well this force will do. Oh. Wait, why do I only have parts of the army? Oh well. God willing, it's enough of an army. Ouchies. And yes, horse artillery is very good in this game. Very, very good in this game. God, I'm not gonna have enough to fucking... because the horse artillery already wiped like half a unit. And I'm not sure where the rest of my army went. And yeah, everything's routed. Okay, well, that did not work out well. I'm still wondering where the rest of my army went. Okay, is my army just attacking fucking piecemeal? I guess it is. Okay, well, more of my piecemeal forces arrived this time. And now there's more of... I am very confused as to what exactly is going on right now. I'm sure the game has some specific internal logic as to how it makes reinforcements function. Unfortunately, there's been too many decades since young Arch played this game to know how that works. Well, my heavy artillery did not work out particularly well. Fear not, my crossbowman will handle this. And you, just run the fuck away, Jesus Christ. Oh, nice, nice, yes, please do advance your horse artillery into my arquebusiers, I'm all for that. Don't go over there, Jesus. Do you have any idea how expensive that cannon was? Please, please do not. At least it did pretty good damage. Ah, yes, this is working out better. This filthy French will regret declaring war on the superior English Empire. Never underestimate the good old-fashioned crossbow. It might not have quite the pizzazz of an entire army made of nothing but fucking horse artillery, but it does nevertheless have a certain style to it. Okay, so they attacked... Oh, okay, I get it now. So they intercepted my army before it could get there. Okay, okay. Still don't know exactly how that works, but all right, Roger. Forts level 2. That sounds like a good idea. That sounds like a fucking fantastic idea. In fact, I wish I'd built Forts level 2 a lot earlier than this. Oh god, you took my fucking copper again, didn't you? Why must you keep taking my copper? I needed that. Alright, I'm not going to build anything here now because I feel like the enemy will probably just take it away from me. Right. I can invade this, and I see no particular reason not to. Save scumming is for the righteous and the just. Listen, if the AI cheats with what it can see, I can cheat too. It's only fair. Right, so they got a single little lancer just being a faggot down there, so we'll attack with everything else up here, hoping to intercept their army. Then we'll send the lancer down there. One lancer down there. The problem is I'm going to run out of money basically immediately because I don't have a war chest or anything. Right. Turn off research. I sure as fuck can't afford that fancy nonsense right now. Oh, fuck. How the hell did you get all the way up here, huh? I'm pretty sure you were that army all the way down south a second ago. Teleportation technology is a real nasty thing, but maybe I can do something here? Those fucking cannons. I'll deal with that. And it's right about now that Arch wished he had spent a lot more money building cannons. Or even figuring out what a cannon was, as this is foreign technology to me. I have, after so many years bullying the savages of America, I too have become a savage. Bamboozled by the enemy's fancy technology and ability to fire iron balls over long distances. It is, in a word, magic. Now come here, Napoleon. Nice. Okay. Well, I'm pretty sure I just murdered the majority of the French army. Which is nice. I do like that. I do like murdering the French army. Oh, God, money. Money. Fucking money. Fucking money, 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 money. Have I regained access to my silver? I have. Nice. Right, well, I've gained some more empty land in the far north. Oh, God. I've invaded Canada. Ew. Ew. I really didn't want to invade Canada, of all places. Right, what am I gonna need? Needed 11. Right, I need more meat. Can't even afford for 4 cast iron. Sweet baby Jesus. Right. What do we go from here? I'd really like to do more up here, because this is where the actual money is. And I would like to actually get access to actual money. How are you guys? Oh, God, that is not a lot of hit points. Right, let's send one of the Lancers up north. These guys down here are still just kind of holding the line against whatever's in here. And the rest of you, let's have you just... No forces are present. Do I want to attack with everything in there? That seems like a waste, doesn't it? Saves coming. No. Oh, God, fucking $1,000 cost to attack in there. Okay, there we go. I'm still gonna run into a deficit, but it'll be less of a deficit. Also, I'm gonna run out of sugar, aren't I? Oh, God, that's very bad. That's very bad. Right, I've got an ample amount of food stored up, so I'm going to risk buying some more military units. This is not necessarily a great idea. Right, so there was basically nothing in there. And what little is there is presumably just going to run away immediately, isn't it? Right? No! Oh, okay, so you will allow me to kill that unit. I am grateful for that. Thank you. Very appreciative of this, sir. I mean, sure, my economy is... Oh, there you go, more. Minus 30 bucks. Oh, God. I mean, sure, my economy is completely down the fucking drain, but at least the enemy's economy is pretty far down the drain, too, after all of those casualties, surely, so, you know... There's a certain equilibrium in how badly both sides are getting absolutely violated, and I will hopefully be able to actually get a hold of a money-producing province, which would be nice. I would enjoy having access to actual income. Right, we've got the tin up and running. I still don't have access to any fucking copper, mind you. I think it is time to start offering resources on the market. Right, I'm going to need to start offering paper, because I don't need it, so I can offer the max amount of paper. I don't need wood desperately. I do need the sugar. I do need the sugar, and I do need the sugar kind of badly, which is a problem. And I don't have the money to attack with anything now, I think. The absence of sugar is going to be a big problem, because eventually my apprentices are going to start starving. And $700 to attack in there. But I need to get an attack in there. Oh my god, I need an attack in there. Right, also rather annoyingly, this means they can now start attacking 2 provinces over here as well. Oh, fucking bastards. And split the army in half. So we can defend those 2 provinces. And I might be able to use these Karaks for something. 2 Karaks. Okay, I'll tossing 2 Karaks against 2 Karaks is not great. Right, let's just return you back to friendly waters then, so that you don't get blown up, as that would suck a whole heaping heck of a lot. Instant retreat. Oh, am I at war with Spain now too? Oh, brilliant. Absolutely brilliant. Absolutely fan-fucking-tastic, in fact. Right, is this going to be enough to attack up here? Keep the save scumming going. Oh god, it's a fort. Okay, well, I'm not taking that then. Yeah, to take forts, you basically have to have like light cavalry artillery. You have to have it. Otherwise, you just don't stand a chance. You literally can't do anything. Let's attack in there to get that back. I mean, part of me really wants to offer peace, but issue is I've already lost loads of territory, and I can't defend it. I can't defend it because I'm up against 2 fucking enemies now, which will continuously attack a dozen different places every turn. Two eminent trailer. Oh god, yeah, I can't go in there. I'd like at least peace with Spain, please. Oh god. Well. Let's do a Hail Mary and see. So this is basically what you need to attack fortresses. Just assloads of light artillery, because they can move and fire, which is enormously powerful. Stab. Wildly overpowered. Activate. Zars, remember you playing a war game where you were yelling at your souls for shooting at a single guy with a javelin? Do you remember what it was? I don't. No, that doesn't ring any bells to me. I mean, there's plenty of silly games where the units waste a lot of ammunition on stupid things. But a javelin, though. Province of Moal. Okay. Right, I should have enough to deal with this. Maybe. Maybe. Right. Ow! No, don't. Fuck. You gotta be very careful when you press to move anything, because all moves are permanent, unfortunately. Right, well now I'm getting worried after losing most of our single unit in one line of fire there. That was painful. Okay, defensive fire is relatively effective though. That fucking piece of it cannon. Pikemen, well, they'll somewhat deal with cavalry, not entirely, but they'll do something. What I really need to get at is that fucking cannon. Ow! Oh yeah, that wiped them out. I should have seen that one coming. That artillery piece is gonna be a menace. Ow. Oh god, no. Oh, thank fuck yes. Okay, drop everything you're doing and make sure that that unit is retreating. Worst part is, they might still be able to get it if they rush that cannon up there, and I hate you so much. I hate you so fucking much. You don't understand.
Service guarantees citizenship.
I've really grown to hate cannons, and yeah, there's Spain. Spain is, oh god, Spain is gonna be what fucking peace free to reject. You don't say. One will continue their unjust war against you. Well, at least they fucking recognize the fact. You know, that's something. At least they recognize that they're not in the right here. That is... It's something. It is something. Right, well, the French army has been beat to shit. Problem is, I don't know if that helps me. I don't know if that helps me. Sandu, Merry Christmas, Aunt. I hope the holidays are going well for you. Would you ever do a stream while playing RimWorld with the newer DLC Odysseys? It is the DLC with a grav ship and fly to new spots. If so, add this to funding it. I mean, I don't mind RimWorld, but, I mean, I'm assuming this is where you, like, get a boat or something like that, the ship, right? And the thing with that is it usually takes an absurd amount of time to get to the point where you have a boat and can fly around and do the cool stuff. And, that's usually too much time, honestly. Right, I've chased the Spaniards out of there for now. I'm tempted to go up here and take the Cherokee territory to at least secure something. And the problem is, I will leave everything else to the single fucking knight units of Spanish. I should have fortified more, but, well, I didn't really have time to do much of fortifying, now did I? The alternative is I basically leave single unit garrisons all over the place. But the problem with that is that since I'm running out of sugar, all of my journeymen are sick, and so basically all of my industry is fucking gone. They're still eating all of my food, mind you, but I don't have anything that can build anything. Which is mildly unfortunate. Well, I don't think I have a choice. Build up pikemen and bowmen to just garrison everything. Oh, I hate this single knight fucking thing that they keep doing, because I can't really do anything to stop it. Since they know my moves before I make them. On the bright side, I can take territory up here, which is nice. Yeah, I knew they'd attack up there with a single knight, but unfortunately, the problem is it sent my unit that had no fucking hit points for some fucking reason. Oh, brilliant. Alright, well, retreat. A single pikeman against a single knight. I legitimately don't know who wins this fight. I suspect it's the knight. Yep, it's unfortunately definitely the knight. Ah, got him. Yes, since they know exactly where all of my shit is, they can just send just enough stuff to overwhelm every single province. Oh my god, that's so frustrating. I can take France, in fact I have taken France, but I can't take both of them, and there's no way in... Fuck, I get peace with them. I think that's me dead. I think that's me dead, unfortunately. I remember now what upset me about this game's combat system. And why I very rarely engaged with it until a very late game. Sandoom, there's a start where you get a grav ship and one guy. Maybe? Maybe? Marksman, I don't care if a battleship is not practical, I just want to see it. And Merry Kingsmas and praise be. I need to save scum some more. So what happened to the units that ran away? Did they where did they end up? Did they actually get to run away? I think they did. Right, so I've got more units ready now that can maybe start dealing with that, but the problem is I need to deal with both of them at fucking once. And I can't, because the moment I deal with one of them, the other unit just shows up behind me and captures shit again. Oh god, I can't even, like, attack in here, because they'll... Right. Send those in there. Maybe I'll just try to, like, conquer one territory at a time down here, maybe? Problem being, if I just conquer one territory, they've got 2 players worth of stuff and we'll just conquer twice as much territory. Yeah, it's not a great situation. Right, send 2 of those in to garrison there. And maybe 2 of those to garrison there? I have absolutely no labor pool at all now, and will not have any labor pool for a very long time, which might actually also straight up soft lock me. Or, well, no, I've got enough to make some workers, so no, it won't completely soft lock me, but close. Right, this should be more than enough to deal with the light cavalry, I hope. I'm surprised the French still have this much stuff, actually. Oh, come... Oh, fucking whores. Yes, I take one territory. They take one territory. Enemy buildup along the border. You don't say. You don't say. If only I could take this place, then this place would make it all worth it. But they fortified that one fucking place. The little whores. The absolute little fucking whores. Iron ore, timber, sugarcane. Absolute unapologetic whores. Oh god, nothing but melee stuff. That's not great. Yeah, this army would not be able to kill the horse artillery, because they'll just run away for all eternity. I could send a lancer down there. Oh god, they have fucking... Look at... They have gems, they've got silver, they've got everything! Oh god. This might be a defeat just down to simple map generation, honestly. Because the fact that I had no money and could do no research has not put me in an enviable position. If only I'd head north. If I'd headed north, everything would have been so good. I'd have been so happy. I'd have been so pleased with myself. Double gems right next to each other. Copper, iron, silver. Everything you could ever desire. But no. I was condemned to a far sadder fate. I'm assuming there's just gonna be no piecing out of this either. Let's see if maybe I could get France to piece out. I doubt it. Nope. At least if I had horse cavalry or horse artillery, I could take that fucking province, but I don't. And I am never researching it. Right, so let me also show you one thing before I call it quits. So one thing I would highly recommend is on custom difficulty. There is a setting here. Let's see. Where is it? Where is it? Foraging rules. Foraging rules is nice because it means you can actually get some food. Special AR rules, none, which means they cheat normally. Some, I do love, like, computer player new world exploration advantage. Some, you can't even turn it off. Like, it will cheat a little bit. No matter what, it'll do just a tiny little bit of cheating. Where the hell? There we go, that's the one. So, I would highly recommend turning this on. Because it is the thing that gives you a free $400 per turn. Which is quite a lot of money over the course of multiple turns, and the AI plays with that on. If you turn that on, you are not completely dependent on the new world. Most cases, you will never be quite as ridiculously fucked as I was there, with basically no income. But very good idea. That one's very good. I'd highly recommend that one. Very useful. Because then you don't get quite as boned by the RNG, and you might have a chance to keep up, at least in part, with the AI's tech development. But I would definitely recommend this game, by the way. It's on good old games. It runs perfectly fine on modern hardware. I've had no problems with that. I did have to mess around a lot to get it to record, but most of you probably aren't going to have an issue with recording it, because you're probably not going to bother recording it. I think it's like $5 or something. It has randomly generated new world, or old world, which is very nice. It has always a randomly generated new world, America, with randomly generated resources. It has a fairly meaty tech tree, even if we didn't get too deep into it this time around. And whilst the combat is, it suffers from early AI issues of not being quite sure how to make the AI not absolutely cancerous, it will at the very least provide a challenge, that's for sure. And hey, you can always play on hard, where the enemy AI knows where all of the good resources are and will conquer the Indians in about 2 years' time. Oh, Porker says it's actually $1.49 on good old games right now. There you go. $1. And I can guarantee you, you will get quite a lot of enjoyment out of this game, as it also, one of the things I really do like is the fact that you can actually strike at your enemy's supply lines here by denying them access to resources like coal and copper and ore. You can actually strangle out the enemy nations, as the game is focused near exclusively on logistics, which is really, 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 really cool. Really, 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 really cool. Part of me wants to do another campaign just so I don't get fucking murdered brutally again. But playing 40-year-old games is usually not a good idea for the algorithm, so maybe we'll leave on that off some other time. Then again, I kind of want to play a game where I'm not getting absolutely violated by RNG. That's a sign of a good game, the fact that you'd want to play more of it. And this is one of my favorite 4X games, and a sobering reminder of how fucking little the genre has evolved. God help me. This game, right here, probably has more features than Civilization 7. When you really think about it, grand scale features. Nobody cares about the little things, like, oh, I can build different cosmetics for my cities. I don't give a shit. It definitely has a better logistics system. It probably has a better combat system. It has morale, which Civ 7 doesn't fucking have. It has the necessity to transport resources, which Civ 7 doesn't fucking have. Straight up, this video game that is older than a lot of you people in chat probably, has more mechanics than a modern-day 4X game. I need you to think about that. I need you to take that into your mind and let it roll around for a little bit. Very important. How about Dominion 6? Dominion 6 is an amazing game, and I do need to do a campaign of that. I even have a thumbnail for it. I've just never got around to it. Camps are only OP if they're still fighting with pointy sticks. Well, I couldn't afford researching anything but pointy sticks. And the pointy sticks did pretty well. The pointy sticks defeated France. So, you know, it's just that the French and the Spaniards got together to defeat the pointy sticks en masse. This could be modded? No, I don't believe this could be modded, no. I'm sorry. I'm pretty sure this game is programmed in some form of spaghetti code lingo that would be utterly impenetrable to most people these days. Not even close, probably. I'm pretty sure if you open this game up in fucking Notepad, you could probably see the code in Notepad, and if you change so much as an asterisk, it explodes. And it's the closest thing we get to a pike and shot game, which is sad because it doesn't have much to do with pike and shot, other than the generalistic era it's made in. Oh well. You know, the original colonization. Or the what was the wasn't there like a New World game? Like what? Maybe that was colonization. I remember playing that like once years and years ago. It was really cool too. It was really, really, really cool too. Temptation. Maybe the problem was that I was playing as a woman. The problem might very well have been that I was playing as a woman. Maybe playing as a man will work out better. Yes. Yes. A brown man or the white man, though? God, I really want to play. I genuinely have the urge now, but I also have other things to do. It's Christmas tomorrow. I have to wrap presents still. No. Self-discipline, Arch. I will wrap it up there, because I do actually need to go and wrap presents, because tomorrow is Christmas. Not the 25th, chat. The 24th is Christmas. There's preparations to be made. And I can't be sitting up playing a fucking 30-year-old 4X game until the middle of the night. Until next time, chat. Thank you very much for watching. And again, good old games, $1.50. You'll get your no doubt whatsoever. Try it. You'll probably enjoy it. You'll probably love it. And I will see you all again soon.